Good morning. Good morning. Good morning from Fibdiggity. Fibdiggity is our little fictional town on my channel. Fib, F-I-B, stands for Friends in the Box, and Diggity modifies that acronym, and it means like hot dog. I've got some really, really good friends here who come to watch my videos and my streams. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. And there's Teresa. Good morning, Teresa. I hope that you are off to a good start to the weekend. It's good to see you. Welcome in, folks. Let me get over here to my notepad. It always takes me a little bit of time to get this set up. It doesn't like to do my chat right away.
When this daughter went to a store with her father, she fell in love with
I had my sound on. I need to switch to my channel. I have different channels that I use for different things. I use a channel to watch the news and to watch things that aren't art related. Let's go to my channel, and here we are. And I want to go to my live stream, and hopefully it will be out there. And it is. It's out there, but see, I don't get chat right away. I don't get my chat right away. Got 4 of you out there. Welcome in, welcome in. I've got an ad. And I usually have to fiddle around with this before it says, oh, there you are. And there's Teresa says, good morning. I've got 3 of you out there now. Somebody decided they want to go back to bed. Was that Angie, girl? Welcome in, welcome in. While I'm here, let me change my chat to all messages so I get the most recent messages, and I don't really need to do this, but I'm going to change my quality up to 1080. Just helps me see what's going on a little bit better. Welcome in, welcome in. So I have some happy mail. Now, I did not buy this in April. I'm kind of on a online spending freeze in April. And boy, this is the last day. I can go shop with Jacqueline tomorrow. And this is who this is from. I actually bought this in March. Jacqueline went on a break at the first part of April, so she didn't invoice me till mid-April. And I paid my invoice, and she sent it, and I got it last week sometime. Hello, this is what you've been waiting for. And it's a big, long package. Let me open it over here. And then I'm in a swap, a little fabric swap with Becky's group. And I have sent mine off if you are in that swap and if I'm one of your swap partners. If you don't have it yet, it's coming your way. I got them mailed off the other day. I'm cutting this offline because I have to cut on the address portion here. There we go. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome to your weekend. It's starting. Well, it starts tomorrow really, but, well, or Saturday for some of you. I always include Friday in the weekend. Let's see what Jacqueline, ooh, look at all these yummies. Look at, oh, look at this from Vale. From Vale. Oh, Vale, thank you. Vale asked for, I was cutting fabric for the fabric swap, and I have some elephant fabric, and I need to send a piece of that to her. She said she'd like a piece of it, and I'm going, certainly. I have enough that I can share. I'm not going to open this right now. You can just, it's a, I think this is more of a chocolate that she did. I've got some dark browns going on in here. This is cool paper. Cool paper. And then let's open the package if I can find the, I always have to look for the open part here, where it opens up at. Looks like it's right here. Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. Welcome in, welcome in. I've got 5 of you out there. You guys must be in bed or up in the balcony. That's quite all right, I understand. It's early in the morning. It's early in the morning. I love these big envelopes here. We're just going to take everything out and I'll put it all back in when got all these little tags. These are cool. Got one way at the end here. Come on. Get with the program here. So I did buy these in March. This is not an April purchase. And I can go to, if she sells tomorrow, she usually sells on Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, Jacqueline at Lovely's Crafting Lodge. If she sells tomorrow, I can go to her sale. Woohoo! Woohoo! Got an ad. There's Jacqueline. You're in the office today. Are you selling tomorrow, Jacqueline? If you are, drop a link and I will pin it. I can go to your sale if you're selling. Look at these wonderful little tags. Oh, these are cool. These are cool. Now, I'm going to share something here. I have a membership, and we are doing commonplace. Oh, look at them. Wow, look at them all. We are doing commonplace journals in my member stream, and I like to thank the members who come in. Now, this commonplace journal project is for both rooms. I have 2 rooms. And for the ones who came to my member chat last night, I like to thank them. And we are working on book plates, and I made little stickers. I'm just going to share the sticker because I'm going to put some stickers on here. I made little stickers from, I did a bee book plate, but here's the sticker here. And I think that will fit in. It will be kind of oval, but I'm going to fussy cut one out right now because I've just got to do it. I just have to do it. Let's fussy cut one. Let's fussy cut one. This will be my row. We had a pretty good chat stream last night, I thought. Okay. You probably can't see this because I'm not zoomed in. I'll show it to you after I cut this out. Now, it's got a little, like a little pendant hanger there. I'm not going to try to cut that out. I'll cut through it. That we're going to put this bee on a little hanger here. And this is sticker paper. It's glossy sticker paper. I want to see how it looks on one of these tags. I have a lot I want to do today. I'm up and at 'em. I have to get out. Our neighbor man knocked at the door yesterday and asked if we wanted him to mow our lawn. The rain really made the grass grow. And I had a busy day yesterday and I was going to get out there and mow. But he beat me to it. And I said, yes, please. And we give him a little money for doing it. We thank him for it. And that really put me ahead because now I can concentrate on doing some other things that I want to get done. Let's put this bee on this. Oh, this is going to be perfect. These are cool. Look, I can do a whole bunch of, I'm not going to do them all with the bees. I will make some other stickers or do some other images. Let me get rid of this. Put my pen back over here where I can find it when I need it. And let's put this bee on here. And I'll hold it up so you guys can see it once I get it down there. It isn't the best fussy cutting. I kind of have to get this up to my eyes to see what I'm doing. And that's kind of hard to do online. Well, you know, I think I'm going to trim this a little bit more here so he'll fit. I guess I'll make me some for these little tags, and I'll make them smaller. Let's put it on this. The little bee tag. Let me hold it up so you guys can see it better. Isn't that cool? Then I can put that in my commonplace journal. Hi, Sylvia. Oh, Sylvia, thank you. That is so sweet of you to do that. Sylvia was in the chat last night. I had a hard time signing on. It kept making my member chat and unlisted. Hi, Dee Dee Willingham. Good morning, good morning. Let's see, what did Jacqueline say? Those are cool. Here, let me pin Jacqueline's message. It looks like she is selling tomorrow. I can go to your sale tomorrow. Aren't these cool? I would share the book plate, but I printed these off with my printer, but it doesn't do true color. I can get pretty good black and white, and it's got just a little tinge of yellow in there. They're really more of a coppery color in real life. I am pretty close to getting my new printer. I'm still debating HP or Epson, and I've been watching these videos on Facebook where they seem to be competing with each other, saying they're the best printer around. All right, let me throw this away. So we've got all of these. I'll find a little bag to put these in. I'll just put them over here for now. So that was one thing that came in the mail. And I had won free shipping in March. So Meri got free shipping, and Meri, and I won some freebies here. And this is cool. This is like a little ATC with stitched around there with her dyed papers. And free shipping. I won free shipping. I guessed that it was diamonds or something. And she gives out, when you win, she gives you a little freebie, and she also gives you free shipping. And I think I won twice one week, and I gifted one. I can't just, take all the credit. So I gifted one to Lisbeth, who's always gifting stuff to me. All right. So, oh, I'm going to save the free shipping one for my, I've been putting my, I'll save this one. I've been putting my little Happy Mail tags in my commonplace journal. Dee Dee smiles. What are you up to this morning, Miss Dee Dee? What are you doing in the background? Hi, Janet Nash. Good morning, she says, Dee Dee, or as we like to say here in the UK, good afternoon. Oh. Oh, did I forget to pin that? Did I pin it? I thought I pinned it. It says it's pinned. Do you guys see the pin? Oh, it's down here. They put the pin down at the bottom for some reason. Her pinned message, I don't know where it shows for you guys, but they stopped putting it in white up at the top here. I'm going to have to see if that's something I can adjust. Quiz day. Quiz day. Your memory is eidetic if you can name 4 out of 15 of these mascots. Oh, that's an ad. That's one of the streams. Well, I know that's Morton Salt. Morton Salt. I'm not going to play that game. Let's go back to my video. I might play it if I were watching. Oh, come on. Get rid of that ad. Go into chat. There we are. I don't know why they put it down at the bottom. Is this down at the bottom for you guys? It bothers me that they pin the message at the bottom instead of at the top. And I could get rid of that goal. That goal means nothing to me. I wish they would make that optional. What you're supposed to do is set some sort of a goal and try to reach it. And I don't like that. I would make that optional if I could, and I'd put this pinned message up there. They don't ask me these things. I'm just a little nobody out in Podunk who doesn't know anything. Oh, dear. Janet says, Jacqueline, I used some of your lovely papers the other day. Woohoo! They're saying hello to Jacqueline. Jacqueline. Good morning, Janet says. Janet's probably about ready to take Freddie for a walk. She likes to walk Freddie. It was at the bottom for me, too. I had to dismiss it after I saw it. It makes you think it's part of the chat. If they put it at the bottom, the least they could do is put it in a white box. It's crazy. It's crazy. They don't help you at all. Pin message at the bottom. So these are kind of cool. These were the little freebies. And look at all these yummy tags. I could put a bee on a tag too. I don't want to take the time to do it, but we could put a bee sticker on a tag. That would be cool. Very cool. These are, I think these are Jacqueline's chocolate and blue. These are library cards. Chocolate and blue. Cool papers. Cool. And this is the one from Vale, the gifty from Vale. Oh, that's from Patty. Well, I thought it. Oh, did I get 2? Oh my goodness. Let me. This is dyed seam binding. Woohoo. Dyed seam binding. Woohoo. And I think I got some more of that. That would look good in one of those larger tags. I don't think I got the larger tags. Put those there. Here's the more seam binding here. I went to town on the seam binding, didn't I? I'm going to have to put this in a jar. And I got the brown, the gold. This is a gold, I think, and the dark blue. Yummy seam binding. Here's a tag. The seam binding would look good on one of these tags, the gold and the brown. And here's a stitched card. It's one of those, I think this is a journal. And it says, "May your home be happy and your heart be blessed." Aw, and look, here's the envelope and some papers. This is a cool journal. And then here's where it's tied in here. And then this is the other side of another envelope. And the ending one. Wow, I'm glad I got that. And papers. Where's the one that said from Vale? I know I got, this one says from Patty. I know I had one in my hands that said from Vale. I don't know what I did with it. These are papers. A kind of a lavender color. It looks blue to you, but it's more of a lavender. Oh, this is nice paper. A nice even dyeing with some fun splatters in there. This one is put together with one of these little tags. Or is that just, oh, I see, it's caught on there. She was showing you how you can use it as a clip on your papers. And some sunshine. Sunshine makes me happy. And some wicked paper. And what I like to do with this wicking, when it's wicked like this, I like to fold it in half. And then I like to journal. I like my journals about this size because I can hold it in my hand. And, you know, like I would probably journal in here and maybe put a tag or a picture or a fussy cut over in here and still have the wicking. I happened to think while I was looking at that this would look nice too, especially this darker one, on a transparent art journal page because you've got both sides. Very pretty papers. Jacqueline does a nice sale. She's going to sell tomorrow evening at 4 p.m. Eastern, and I can be there. I can go. Ooh, look at this. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Awesomeness. Ooh. I only got 2 sheets of it. I usually buy 2. Here's a folder she did. Isn't that cool? I don't know what I did with veils. Did I put it back up here? No. I know it's here because I showed it to you guys. It said from Vale. I don't know what I did with it. This one says from Patty. Thank you, Patty. I didn't take veils out, did I? Huh. Weird. I don't know what I do with this stuff once I... All right, let's put these. I'd like to put these in a little Ziploc. See if I got one down below. Here. I'm going to get me a little light. This little light of mine. I'm going to get me a little light to, well, this is a large one, but it will do for now, because I don't want to hunt out the smaller ones. To put down below my desk here, I'm going to put it on the side of my desk, because it's dark down in that corner. And I go to plug in my heat gun, and I can't see anything. I have to pull the cord up. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. And I honestly did buy these in March, late March. And Jacqueline took a break for a couple weeks. And I think it was toward middle of March when she invoiced me. And yeah, I just got it sometime this week. So we're going to put this all back in the bag, except I'm going to save the big plastic, the clear plastic. I don't know what I did with that either, but we'll put this one back in the bag here. And I'm in the process, I'm going to get started on it pretty soon, of making a shelf. And it's going to be kind of a makeshift shelf to hold the papers. And it's going to be between my computer desk in that area in there. So hello, this is what you've been waiting for, Mary. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. I love it all. I love it all. Oh, it's not tonight. It's tomorrow night, Jacqueline's sale. I can go to it. So now I have Happy Mail from Becky Swap. Let me put that little note tag back up there. I don't think it's going to stay. Penelope, let me get some painter's tape. Do, 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 do. And this is going to go in my commonplace journal. But right now I just kind of using my lamp as a bulletin board for the Happy Mail tags. Now this one is a fabric swap from Kathy Whitney. I think we swapped with about 8. There are about 8 of us in the group. And I've been showing them as they come in. Mine went out a couple days ago. I think it was Monday. So you should be getting it pretty soon. And she put it in a card. Oh, look, there's a note. It says, thanks for playing along with the swap. And she put a smiley face on it and a beautiful paper. And look at this fabric, a toile piece. Now, Becky said she has a project that she's going to use hers on. I was thinking I would do mine as a slow stitch scroll. But I don't know. I might wait and see what Becky does. If she's going to do a project that we follow along with, I might change my tune and follow along with her. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, and look, she put a die cut in there. Oh, isn't that pretty? A rose to go on the toile piece, I think. Oh, beautiful. And beautiful paper. So well done. Thank you. I had trouble cutting mine, but they didn't turn out too bad. They didn't turn out too bad. And I put a bonus piece of fabric in there. I got some pieces with bonus fabric. Some of the swaps, like she put in a die cut. Oh, no, got it stuck over here. Thank you, Kathy. And then this one is from Cindy Taylor, who's in Becky's group. And let's see what she did. A piece of gifts to make for occasion and pattern plan to make. There's a little note here, or it looks like it came out of a journal. A quilt is a hug that you can wrap up in. That's why many quilters love to quilt for family and friends. When you find the pattern that's just perfect for someone on your gift list, keep track here so that when you're ready to begin, You don't have to search your memory. You search your gift list, and you all have it right here on hand. Excuse me. Excuse me. Ah, sneezing. Sneezing. Dee Dee says, I had a KGY envelope returned to me, mailed in the USA. I sent it in September 2025. Wow. Wow. With Arlene says she's working on Diamond Dot Canvas. She says, asking what everybody is working on. Janet Nish says, Arlene, it's good to see you. Arlene says she can't stay long. She just wanted to pop in and say hi. Thank you, Arlene. You have a really good day. Have fun with that diamond dot pattern. Arlene said good morning to Dee Dee and to Janet and Jacqueline. They're saying hello to her. Ooh, put them all on a small bit of that seam binding. Oh, those tags. I should have done that. I put them in a Ziploc bag. That would be a good way to keep them, wouldn't it? Is that what you're talking about, Dee Dee? Those loose tags to put them on a small bit of, and then if you wanted one, you could just pop it off. It's so easy to lose stuff on the desk. That's true. Mary, bag up those tags. They're getting away from you. That's true. Dee Dee says, I might have to buy some of those Hanks' seam binding colors. Maybe she'll be selling more this evening. I don't know what she's selling this evening. She's at work today, so she may be working right now. Well, it's still kind of early. She may be heading off to work. I need to put some hand sanitizer on my hands here. I sneezed. I don't like to handle things after I sneeze. Look at this fabric that Cindy sent. Isn't that pretty? I'm anxious to see what Becky is going to do for a project. So there is the Happy Mail. Isn't that fun? I'll tell you. I just love you guys. Oh. Let me put my envelopes here. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to reach for the scrap bag. We're not going to journal. I want to use different things out of these scraps. And my scrap bag keeps growing fatter instead of getting thinner. Go figure. And I'm not sure what I'm going to use here, so I'm going to look for some pieces. This is all scrap. And what I want to do is look for some pieces to make matchbooks. There was a empty bag. I've got some fabric scraps. I follow K3N at Cloth Tales, and she did little inchy fabrics for her eye. And so I thought it would be a good use for some of this, but I'm not going to do it here. Let me pull this out. I want to do some matchbook. I thought that would be a good way to use up some of these papers. And I do have the papers in here. Let's see. We'll pull that out. That's enough out of this bag. There's more in there. And I think I'll come back to this too. I thought matchbooks were a good idea. Arlene says, I'm addicted now that I'm getting better at replacing colors and customizing. Are you talking you're addicted to Diamond Dot? She does a good job. You've done several projects now, haven't you? I watch you on Instagram. She, Arlene uploads her art on Instagram. Let me go to all messages here. Make sure I'm watching the last one. I am. Yeah, Dee Dee. That seam binding is luscious. So some of this might make, although these are, these will make, I'll save that for July. Some of these might make nice matchbook covers. This one's a little short. That's a back of a notepad. This will be fun to use, maybe. We'll save this one out. And these. Let's use this stuff up. Here's a little envelope I could have used for those tags. What else do I have in here? These are all shorts. We'll use those in another. I'm looking for something that's about 6 inches long. I'll keep those out. I already have enough. But we'll just play with it for a while. Oh, you know what? I left my stapler is out in the living room. I'll have to run and get it. So far I have these things. Let's see what's in here. This is one reason why I like these big bags. I can reuse them for keeping stuff in here. Let's see. I think these are just folded journal pages. I want those for something else. Oh, let me grab over here on the bottom. Like this sheet would be pretty maybe for a cover. That was that teal paint. I think that was Deco Art. That was really pretty. I think I have some fussy cuts. Well, I can put fussy cuts on it, but let me see what's in here. Those are all fussy cuts. Let me just pull some out here. I think this is a folder of fussy cuts here. I'm not after fussy cuts. I'm after, well, maybe not all of it. I could use that. These are fussy cuts. And these are fussy cuts, but these book pages, I could use some of those. And these are all fussy cuts. I could use this as sticker paper. I could use that. All right. I've got enough right here. I won't go into any more of it. And I was thinking while I was doing this, while I was digging through here, that I don't have to use the stapler. I can stitch it. I can stitch it with a needle and thread instead of stapling the matchbook. We might try that. I took the stapler out in the other room. All right, let's see what I have here. We don't need the fabric scrap, so it's kind of pull that off for another. That's another project in the works. My slow stitching. I'm following K3M Cloth Tails. Dee Dee says, "Oh, you got one too, Janet. The iPad. Good grief, my iPad." Dee Dee says. Janet loves hers. I've given most away. I really enjoy it. Arlene is talking about her diamond dot patterns, diamond painting projects. I haven't got into that yet. Let's see. I don't think I want to save this for 4th of July, the 250th birthday of the United States. All right, let's see what I have for a cover. I was thinking I could use this. But I think I'll make a pattern first. Maybe we'll use, because we'll use this piece of paper for a pattern. And this happens to be 8.5, I think, wide. It's an 8.5 sheet of paper. And we'll make it, we will make it, what, 3 inches? 3 inches. All these pins, and I can't decide which one I want to use. Uh-oh, this one may not mark. I had the cap off of it. I left the cap off of it. There we go. And I'm just going to cut it with I might just tear it. This is the pattern for the Matchbooks. Now, let me cut this, and we'll use this as a page. My papers that I put in here will not be all the same size. Like I'll have some shorter and some taller, some wider, some not as wide. And I was thinking I could use this as a page. Now, you want it folded up maybe about 1/2 inch. So let's do that. And then you fold this in. Now, what I'm thinking is you can either, let me just mark the center here. But I think I want to gusset it. And what I mean by gusseting it, what I mean is, let's put the center on a line here and mark 1/2 inch up here and 1/2 inch here. 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here. And I should really do that on the other side. Oh, it went through. It soaked through. I'm using a Sharpie. So I still have it. And this is the center here. And I'll probably put a strip there to make it heavier. But I want to fold on those lines. Not cut, fold. I'm going to have to turn that fan toward me. It gets warm in here. And I've been busy out in the garden. But we've had several days of rain. And I haven't been able to get there. And the grass grew. And yesterday there was a knock at my door. Not my door. My brother's door. And it was our neighbor, and he said, I just mowed my lawn with my riding mower. Do you want me to mow yours? And I said, yes, we'll pay you. And it helped me because the grass just grew like crazy. And I've been busy. Yesterday I was prepping for the member stream, and we had 2 tatting classes yesterday. No, one the day before and one yesterday. And I just been busy doing other things, and I never really got out to the lawn. And it had rained the last several days, so that deterred me. And the grass was getting long, and he mowed it for us yesterday, and I go, wow, that was really helpful. Let's see, because I actually shortened this up, so I might have to adjust this. I should have folded this after I did this. But this is just the pattern, so see, it's not going to reach. So it only goes to, well, it's really, and I could fold this one more time. Well, actually, I should probably, let's see what I'm doing here. I can just fold it and then fold it again. So that's what I'll do. And here is my matchbook. And it has a kind of a gusseted, a ½ inch is really kind of big. But if I put several papers in there. So the reason I made this is you put one picture this side and I'm going to put F for front, and then when you turn it over you want the other picture on this side for back. And the reason I'm marking this is because when you work on it straight out, you have them facing different ways. Almost like when you do a zine. Because when you fold it up, again here, the papers have to be reversed. So that's my pattern. So now let's go get I was thinking of using this. And I'm thinking that I'll fold it in such a way that I can have it doubled. Or let's see, something stronger. This might make a nice, but I would have to cut it. This is nice and strong. Let's see what else I have that's long enough. I have these. I think what I'll do is take one of these. Will this be long enough? Nope. But this would be long enough. I need a stronger paper. Let's see what I have here. I have all sorts of scraps. Let me pull out my... But do I have one wide enough here? Wide enough. Here we go. Is that long enough? No. Almost. I goofed on some of these. Let's see. Maybe this one's a little bit wider. And then I have all these strips. I'm going to make another basket. These are just offcuts. I'm saving them for a basket. A weaving or paper weaving. Let me test this one. It may not be, yeah, it is 3 inches. Let's put these others back. And let's see, I think this is wide enough. Yeah. And I had doubled this. Oh, it's exactly wide enough. So what I want to do is, I think I'll use this green paper on this. And I'm just going to glue it. And maybe I'll use it this way. Keep my pattern out. I'm just going to glue it with a glue stick. I'm going to cut this here. I guess I'll fold around it. This was just a scrap paper that I saved my scrap paint on. I forget what I was painting. So while we're here, let's mark these. So here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, here, and here. I think that's all. And I'll be covering this up. I called this the back. And this is the front. And this will be covered up. So all my writing and drawing will be covered up. I'm going to draw the lines, the score lines here. And you probably don't need, well, this is the bottom. I'm going to stitch my papers into that. You probably don't need this wide of a spine, but since I made it wide, I'm going to use it. I'll just put a lot of papers in here because I got a lot of scrap. All right. And this is what we're going to cut. Now let's see what's on the other side of this. I think I can make a double here for the inside and the outside, the front and the back. I mean, keep putting that cap back on and I'm not ready to do that yet. That's my pattern. I'm hungry. I didn't eat breakfast this morning. I usually have something when I wake up. My tummy says, I'm hungry. All right. I'm going to write on here, Matchbook. This will go in my Society of Idea Collectors journal, Matchbook cover. I have an envelope over here that I'm keeping all my patterns in when I make patterns. And this will go in here when I'm done. And I need to put all of these inside of my Society of Idea Collector. It's something that needs to be done. Dee Dee Willingham, Society of Idea Collector, inspires me. Come on, chat. Janet says, good idea to make matchbooks into mini journals. That would be fun to do too. We could make a mini journal out of this. I was thinking more of a flow book style, but I kind of like the idea of doing a mini journal, matchbook journal. And I have fussy cuts. I have all sorts of fussy cuts I could put in here. Now today is Thursday, so I go until 9 o'clock, and I think Miss Paint Girly comes on at 9 o'clock my time, 10 Eastern her time. I haven't watched her for a long time. I need to get out there and watch her, but I'll tell you, I'm kind of tired because I streamed last night, and I ended a little after 10. That's my usual ending time, but I didn't go to bed right away, and that was a mistake. It was 12 o'clock before I retired. All right, I'm going to paste this here, and then we're going to fold it, or I could fold it now, and then paste it, and then this will be the inside cover, and I'll still have my folds. And this will be a page. We'll just save that. So what I want to do now is score this. I'm going to use my metal ruler, and I'm going to use the end of my, I'm going to get me a jar to keep these rulers in. They keep getting in my way. A jar or a pretty tin. All right, let's go ahead and score this with my scissors. Well, I might not need to use the little ones, maybe. Of course, no, where are they? Scissors need to go in a jar too. I've got a bunch of empty jars, and I'm going to bring in here. All right. And let's use a metal ruler. And this paper is pretty heavy, so I'm going to make a pretty deep score line here. And I really don't need two of these, but we're going to for now, and if I don't like it, I'll cut it off, cut one of them off. I'm going to have to turn that fan toward me. It's getting warm. My brother hasn't turned the furnace off. We've had some cool days up here. We got our air conditioner serviced, so we'll be using that. Yeah, I don't think I need an extra fold here, because I'll be stitching through this, so I'm gonna cut this outer one off. On thinner paper it might work, but this is a thicker, almost like a Bristol board paper. Actually, I think this is a real stiff cardstock, heavy cardstock. I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it's heavy. It's a heavy cardstock. And let's see this here, and this like this. And then we might have to trim this down a little because it's not gonna fit. So I folded it like that. I didn't allow for it. I should have left that one on, but that's okay. Let's just cut this down a ½ inch. That's okay, that's all right. And what I do with my pen? Well, here it is. This would be fun to do with those scraps. Make a fabric journal out of those scraps that we're doing for Becky's swap. Where's my mark? I didn't make a mark. I was following the grid here. Or we don't have to do it with Becky's fabric. I'm waiting to see what she's going to do with hers. I don't know if she said yet. Okay, let's trim this so that it'll fit in there. I should have left that other piece on, but that's all right. This is just play. I've still got the other pattern, so I've cut an inch off of my 8.5, so it's really 7.5 by the time we get it done. It's a big matchbook. So now what I want to do is put these papers on, and we're going to do that with a glue stick, and I'm just going to use the back of this sticker paper as a backing here. And I have a glue stick, and let's do it a little at a time. Janet says, Becky, good morning. Hi, Becky. She says, good morning. I'm cutting a dress out while I watch and listen. Are you doing dresses for yourself, or are you back on the Dress-A-Girl dresses? You don't do that until fall, though, right? The Dress-A-Girl, when do you do your Dress-A-Girl? Are you doing that again this year? Good morning, Becky. Becky's she's cutting a pattern out. She may not be right with me right now. Let's take this out so I can see where I'm going. And of course I drop everything, but I can see this better. This might be the inside. And I left a little up here to cut off, so I've got plenty down here. We're going to fold this again. I'm going to fold it the other way. I'm going to fold it this way. I want to fold it this way. Make sure these folds are what I want. There we go. All right. Let's go back to this. Oh, my paper fell. This is a good way to use up your scraps. And my scrap bag seems to grow. The more I use, the bigger my scrap bag gets. I thought, oh, I'll go through these scraps and use them all. I'm still using out of the first bag, and I keep refilling it. I guess I am using them, though. All right. So now I want to trim this off. We could just fold it under, and then that would do a nice edge here. I'll probably ink the edges anyway, but I think I'll cut it off because I got another piece going here. Let me turn that light on. That helps me a little. And then I got a little to trim over here. So this is going to be folded this way. Now I want this on the inside. So this will be folded this way and this way. No, that's the outside. How did I do this? This is the inside, so it'll be going. Now let's go ahead and fold this first. Like this. There we go. You've got a nice, sturdy spine there. All right, so let's do, this is the inside with the, I wanted this white to be on the inside. And then on this piece, this is the outside. And I think I'm going to adjust it so as little as possible of this white shows. It'll show a little on the edge anyway, but give me a marking point here. Let's see, I think I accommodate this too. I wouldn't need to, but all right, I want it right in there. Up a little. Up a little. The way it's stuck. Where's my fold? Right there. Right, and if I can get it a little straighter. I glued too much down. I should have gone slower. So now I'm having an adjustment to make over here. Come on. It's crooked. I got to get this out of my way. I can't see. I'll probably have to ink the edges here. All right. Definitely will have to ink the edges. This doesn't quite fit. I should have put it on and then cut it. Because if I make it even here, it goes crooked over there. We'll just keep working at it until I get it straight. Straighter. And I'll probably have to re-glue it. Yeah, come on. There we go. And of course this is off now. There's nothing wrong with gluing the edges down. I mean, inking the edges, which I'd probably do anyway, but trying to make myself learn how to do this nice and even. All right, and I meant to trim this off. And this glue is pretty good sticky glue. These Pen Plus gears, I like these a lot. I don't know if they're acid-free. Oh, it says acid-free. acid-free, can't read that last word, something or other. Adhesive, I think it says, acid-free adhesive, and washable. So I imagine if you got a glob of glue on there, you could probably thin it down a little if you wanted to. Now, I keep putting this down here when I glue because I don't like getting glue on my tabletop. Where are you going? Where are you going? You're going off center. There we go. I'll probably have to re-glue the edges, but we're going to trim it now. This is the ink that I use, this pearlescent. This is pretty. I got this at Hobby Lobby when they had that sale. And it's FW pearlescent liquid acrylic. That's what this is. All right, let's go ahead and trim the edges here. I could fold it over, but I don't like it folded over. We're just going to trim it. And I'll probably ink the edges in the end. Now this is my inside because of that. I know it's the inside. I could see putting fabric swatches in a matchbook cover. I think that would be fun to do. I've got plenty. All right, so this folds up this way, and look, I need to trim that better. Or I could ink it, but let's trim it. So this folds up this way. And this folds, this is my spine in here. See if I can't get some of these smoothed out while the glue's still. And then this folds in here, like that. I'm liking it. I'll have to ink the edges. We'll do that later. So now let's cut some pages for it. This is my pattern. This could almost be on the outside. It's a plant thing, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it. We've got other things to use. So these are just going to be pages. This is a pattern for the purse. I don't know if I want to use that. I might save that as a pattern. We'll put that back in the bag. Let's use some of this. In fact, this is pretty close to the right size. Let's put it this way to get the pattern. and it will really go this way. Let's see if I put that up. I guess I did that wrong. Let's leave a gap, a little bit of a gap. And let's pull it this way a little. And up a little, right in there. Right in here. Does that look good? Yeah. And then I could mark this with a pencil. I'm just kind of using my folds as a guide here. And actually, I'll probably want this to be cut. Let's do this. I want this more centered here. My contract. Score pet board. Of course, I got a piece of paper under it. Something like that. Now I'm going to mark it here so I know where the edge of the paper is. But when I cut it, I want to cut it shorter. I'll show you what I mean. I want to cut it about 1/8 of an inch shorter, or 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch might be too much. Cut it right here. And right here. And if it's not perfect, it's going to be okay. Let's see what I have when I cut it. Buried my scissors. This is kind of a pattern for my pages. Okay. So, I want this at the top, and I'm going to have to re-glue some of this. I knew when I did it that it wasn't perfect. I'll re-glue my edges here. And I can see where it's I had trouble adjusting this. This is the top, the front. It's not the inside. So the inside is over here. And this is the bottom that folds up. So I want it in there. And I'll make it a little bit shorter. A little shorter. Right to here. here. Now I want these pages to tuck under, so I'm going to trim this off. And I'll use this as a pattern for my other pages. And I should have drawn a line, but that's okay. So that when I stitch it, I'll be stitching it in here. Whoops, I shouldn't have cut that off. I didn't want to cut that off. Because when I stitch it, well, I could still stitch it right there and catch this. I think it'll be okay, because when they use it, let's just go ahead and fold this up. No, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna have to figure this out. Because I want this to fold under this flap. So I should have left this longer. I'm going to tape this back on because this is just a pattern. This is just a pattern. This was an oopsie. Did I have that right? This was an oopsie. I didn't want to cut that off. Let's put a piece of washi tape on it, make it pretty. We'll use this because it's green. Now I should probably glue this. This tape isn't very sticky. Oopsie! It was an oopsie. It is just the pattern. This is why you make patterns, so that you can figure it out before you use all your good stuff. I got other pages of this. This was a bridge. This was a bridge score pad. Hi, Carol. Welcome in. Janet said it's time for her to go. She's gonna go walk Freddie, I think. I even got, Janet was in our swap. I got hers mailed. Let's bring this down a little. I'm taping my oopsie back together. I didn't want to do that. Okay, now let's trim this. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is just scrap paper that I'm trying to use up. All right. Now, when I put it in here, I want this to come down here. And I'll probably just stitch it in here, and then when I fold it, it'll look like this, and I'll stitch it in here. I'll have my stitch or staple lines right there, and this will close, and then this will be too long. I didn't want to do that. I didn't need that. What did I do? See, I'm figuring this out. I didn't need that. Well, I could I could stitch it on there, but I want this to fold in this way. So I had it right the first time. I didn't need to glue it back together. Let's take it apart again. I had it right. Let's cut it again. If it's wrong, I will paste it back together again. This is just a pattern that I'm making. I'm figuring it out. And I think that in real matchbooks they handle this differently. I might have needed that doubled area there, but I'll just stitch it right in here. And then when I fold my book, it will go like this. And this will fold under. This feels a little, would I get all that paper in there? I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to take this off. See if I can take it off or if it's permanently glued on. No, let's take that off. Throw that away. I'm going to trim this a little more. It's not perfect trim, but that's okay. All right, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3/4 inches. 3 on that side, 3 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3/4 inch. By 3 1/4. Six on the page here. This is just a note to me. 6 3/4 by 3 1/4. That's what I want all these pages to be. And normally I think that when you do this, see, I needed that other flap. And I could put this in here like this and staple it or stitch it there. And then when I close it up, put another binder across this way. You know, make another binder. And I'll make it bigger. I might do that. But let's go ahead and cut my pages. 6 and they're going to be different lengths. This is just a white. I'm not going to use that. I'll save that for scrap. So let's, rather than do this, let's measure it. And of course it's not going to be 3 1/4, but I want this at 6 3 at 6 3/4. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move it up. 6 and then I'll have little scraps for my scraps. So this will go in here, and I'll just keep building. I will keep building. Let's save this. And let me write on here. Pages, page size. Six 3/4 by 3 1/4 if it is this size, or that page size. This size. No, that's the pattern. And I'm just going to use these. This is 8.5. The cover is, I think, 8.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. 8 1/2 by 3. And I'm going to write matchbook cover on here. Matchbook cover pattern. And I'll put all of these in my Society of Idea Collector journal. All right, I have a napkin there if I sneeze. And I got little scraps going over here. All right, now let's get busy and cut pages. See, I've got another one here. I'm going to use these. 1, 2. Got several of them. 3. Maybe I'll use 4 and use that other one as a pattern. And what I want to do, I'll put this back in my scrap bag, so we're done with that. What I want to do with this, because I want this to be centered, the title, so I'm going to take this one and kind of center it here and just do a mark. I keep putting the cap back on that pen. And it won't be perfect. It won't be perfect, but it will be. Let's put this line with that line. And let's see if I can cut all of these at the same time. Save some time here. Do me a cutting line. I should have done this on the back, but that's okay. One a little crooked. I could cut this on my trimmer, but I just don't want it to get out. Use my larger scissors. Now we got 4 more pages going here. Now, I'm throwing my papers away here as my scraps away. Let's see what else I have here. That's my pattern. Now these won't be quite as long, 3 inches. And I think I'll leave my words there. The hole will be off-centered, but that's okay. Let's do it on the back. Well, it's a two-sided. It's a two-sided affair. And these will be a little shorter paper. I could glue something to it. And I might, as I work in here, we'll see. Put the cap on it. And I think I have several of those too. Then I'll make the same size. Looks like I got some more here. We'll come back to that. The words are over here, so we want this like this. And let's see what else I have here. Another one of those. There's more of those. That's an envelope. And that's an envelope. And this is pattern paper. We'll use these book papers. I guess I only have 2. I only pulled 2 of those. All right. That's okay. I'm going to cut this right here. And this will be shorter than those, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm not going to worry about centering. So we will have something. It's my pattern. We'll have something like this. Let's put these on the top. And then I've got some book pages here. These were folded. And I think they're still folded. And we're going to leave them, we're going to leave the crease in there, but I'm going to cut. I'm going to open all these up. And this doesn't matter because I'm kind of doing this as a flow book style, or even if I did it as a little mini journal like Janet Nash suggested, I could paste over this crease in here. I had taken apart a book and I want to use up these book pages. I had used this to hold paper scraps in, but now I should get my calendar out. Well, what happened to my calendar that I was pasting table scraps in? And I think these are going to be a little shorter too. And I think I'll leave the margins, and at least on some of it. Now they're a little longer. This is a folded one. I'm going to try to do these all at once here. And since I already have the center, I can take my pattern, or even take this. Oh, it's going to be the right size. It's going to be the right size. I got this page upside down. Got scraps floating around my desk. And let's just put this here. And wherever my pen floated off to. It's buried under all of this other stuff. I'm using up my scraps. What time is it? 7:30? I haven't been too long at this. We opened Happy Mail. It'd be fun to, and I might take, I'm not sure how these pages will dye, a tea dye. I bought some tin pans. I've got some old tea out in the kitchen, old tea bags that need to be used. I might try to tea dye some of my scraps. I probably won't get at it right away. I got scraps coming out the kazoo here. And what I mean for this is to be kind of a flow journal. So when I could tear a piece out, or I could write on it, or, you know, do different things with whatever you do with a scrap paper. It would be nice to have just one with all white paper and use it as a desk scratch pad. I'm always looking for scratch paper, but I want to use up my scraps. I don't want to make more. I'm gonna keep these colored ones and throw the scrappies away. Keep these two. Make more scraps than I create. That's a pattern. I'm gonna throw that one away. Save those two. Throw these. Get the scraps off my desk. All right, so I have these. And this one, there's two here. They're about the right size. They were longer than I thought. And then we have this green one. It's about 6 3/4. I might have to trim a little of this off. Wait, maybe I'm looking wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I might have to do a little trimming on the edges of some of these to make them fit. So I'm going to save these and put them in my scrap box. Let's do a pattern. Here. Come on. Wait, we'll just tear it off here. I don't need all of this. I was doing something here. I might put these back in the scrapbook box. Might want them for my build-a-page journal. All right, now we want to find my template here. This is right here. Put this one up there with these. And let's do a couple pages here. And this one we could leave folded, but I think I'll cut it. You know what? I'm going to start using a pencil. I'm tired of that pen. It's 3 feet away from me. Can't see where I'm going. And let's cut these. Use the big scissors. And then I'll cut this one here on the fold. My hands are shaking. And we have some pattern pieces there that we can put in here. I need some pretty papers in here. These will be a little shorter. That's okay, I cut them too short. Match this up with these. These are the right size. I cut these too short, but I don't mind them being too short. They're almost long enough. All right, where's my pattern? I want some colored paper. I got more pattern paper here, but let's is these the right size? Yeah. I want some color in here. Although it being neutral isn't too bad, but let's see what kind of color scraps I have. Throw these away. I got another pattern. I'm going to put this stuff back in. I've got enough of this. That's my pattern. And that's my pattern. Okay. We'll save these. Throw my little scrappies away. We'll save this. We'll save that. I'll put these in my paste-to-page journal, maybe. Put them back over here. Let's see if I can find some colored scraps. Let's look in this. Hold on, I'm reaching here. Let's see what I can find in this bag, if I have any colored stuff in there. Oh, hold it, I gotta get stuff off the floor. I'm gonna run over it with my chair. I'm gonna run over it with my chair if I don't pick it up. That looks much better. I've already run over something that was a scrap. Let's see if I have some colored papers in here. I have. A lot of my scraps aren't colored. I need to color my scraps. Well, let's pick it out. These go back in. We'll put them in here. Well, I could use things like this. I've got some tickets. got neutrals. Got some narrow color. I've got my kitty cats. I might be able to cut those down so they fit. Piece of wallpaper, but it's not quite long enough. What's in here? Photographs. It'd be nice to make a matchbook of photographs too. I'm going to keep that out. Here's a... At some point, I will accomplish this list. I got 2 of those. I think I got those in Happy Mail. We'll use those. I'm looking for colors. Got a whole bunch of little scraps. Postage stamps and little stuff here. It's a tag. Let's keep that out. It's a Jacqueline colored scrap. There's a magazine image of a console and a picture. I don't know if I want to use that though. That's more of a fussy cut. I'm getting there. Hold on. Here are some stencils. Not stencils. Clear stamps. Basket strips. More basket strips. I save a... It looks like I use a lot of neutral stuff. I've got this as a tag. I think that's almost too thick. Got some tissue paper. These are labels. I don't know if I want to use those. These came from Shannon Green. I think I'll put a strip of those in because you can always do something with them, pull them out and do something with them. Use up your scraps. Kleenex boxes for ATCs. It's a lot of little stuff. Some more labels from Shannon Green. Oh, here's some colored tissue. We already have pattern paper. We might be able to make that work. Paper towel. These are little pieces. A tag. There's some... I don't know if I can use that or not. We'll use that. This will really go in my garden journal. I think I pulled just about everything. Let's see what's left in here. Littles. Oh, and when we got these, I'll pull these out. I got these from Gina Aaron's. They'll make good matchbook. You could put scraps on them. And I think that's about it. Here's some Jacqueline scraps. We'll use those. They're pretty in color. All right, let me put all these littles back in. They're falling all over the place. They like to scoot off on the floor, these little things. I'll be picking up off of the floor. I'm not going to do it right now. Pretty floral. Looks like part of it's gold, and then it looks like they cut a part of the floral out. I didn't do that. Scraps. I'm going to have to use these all up eventually. Oh, let's use my Dairy Queen. It's a little short, but we'll use my little Dairy Queen. Sometimes I treat myself to an ice cream cone at the Dairy Queen. $3.83 for a medium ice cream cone at the Dairy Queen. It may have gone up since the last time I went there. Get this off my desk. Put these in. I think I saved that from the pictures. Yep, these will be good to make ATCs, all these little scraps, little pretties. Not all of them are pretty, but here's a doily, postage stamp, clusters and tags and ATCs. I've got plenty of fodder. I might use that. It's a little thick. And these were black papers that I was doing something with. I wanted some colored pages. That's what sent me off on this tangent. Scraps. Scraps, scraps, scraps. Bag them up. We'll do something with these another time. All the littles. I can see I need to start using my littles. I was using them on my calendar. Now, I don't know what I did with my calendar. I had to clean stuff out of the middle of the room for that fiber arts man. And I stacked a lot of stuff up over in the corner, and I have a feeling my calendar is over there. Okay, let me zip. Wait, let's see what's in here. I don't think there's anything in here. Oh, these are cards. We're not going to use those. Those are those hello cards. I don't want to get into cards right now. Cards is another thing we could make with scraps, so Becky does that all the time. All right, let me come out and look at chat. Let me turn the fan toward me. Let me look at chat. I got off of the trend path here. Let me refresh my chat. Chat filter, top messages, chat filter, all messages. Carol said it's time to get moving. Walls to paint this morning. Oh, wow. Have a good time, Carol. She's painting walls. Must be redecorating in her house. Becky says, gotta go. See you all later. I think I bored you digging through all my scraps. Becky said, I'm just uploading a 3-minute short to let people in the fabric brick swap to know what's next. For those that want to work along with me on my project. Yeah, I want to see what Becky's doing. I might follow along with her depending on what it is. I was thinking I would slow stitch mine, but I can do slow stitch another time. I'll watch that, Becky, after my stream here. I've got another hour to go. Janet Nash went out to walk Freddie. Dee Dee says, have a good day. You too, Janet and Freddie. Janet says hi to Carol and Loka. Have a lovely day. Bye, Janet. It's time for me to go, Janet says. And this is where Carol came in. Becky said, Dress a Girl is in September. I thought her Dress a Girl project was more in the fall. So she must be making a dress, yeah, for herself. She's cutting out a dress for herself. I think I remember seeing that fabric. Wasn't it a blue of fabric? It was a pretty blue. And this is where Becky came in. So I'm caught up with chat. So I think I bore you guys when I go on the searches like this, but it is what it is. This might be this might make a nice cover. It's not that bad though. And we got, I wanted color in my, and we'll take a couple of these, maybe two, and save the others out for another. This will make a nice little mini journal. And that's kind of a blue on that side, and this was a magazine. Looks like it was a fish or something here. I'm not sure what that is. And this is neutral. This is tissue paper. That'll make a nice. And this is a label sheet from Miss Shannon. I won't use all of that. Pattern, color. These were. I'm going to do everything on this list pages. I got a lot of neutrals. We'll do my owls. And this is a tag I wanted to save out. And that won't stay up on my bulletin board. Keeps falling down. Okay, and these are photos. Let me take that one photo. I'm going to put this photo in this envelope. We might do a photo mini book, but not right now. Let me put this with that. All right. So let's make some. I'm thinking I can cut this down. Perfect. Let's make some more pages. These are what I have now. And I'll probably have more than enough, but that's a pretty thick spine. Let's see. We're going to use that. I want to use Jacqueline's pages because they're pretty. And that tissue paper, where did that go off to? I want to use that. Maybe not this. We'll come back to that. That's pattern paper. I'll come back to this. Maybe that. One of these for now. All right, I'm going to cut these down. These are going to go back in my scraps for now. I want to move on. I think I'm getting tired of doing this paper hunting. All right. Scissors. Of course, I've got that pencil out, and wherever I threw that off, maybe I put it back. No, I didn't, but we'll use another one. And I'm going to do that. It doesn't matter what side I do it on. I'm just going to kind of mark my kitties. I might make this a teeny bit larger because, well, we'll see. Right here. Right here. Is that the page pattern? That's not the, that's the cover pattern. This is the page pattern. I've got 4 cats here. Let's save one of my cats for. Looks like this one was a sticker. see where I'm going. Alright. I was playing with my inks on this paper, and I had a sticker that I need to carve more stamps. I was thinking a rabbit would be nice. I saw some other things when I was looking online, some other animals that would make nice stamps like this. We're actually going to get this done today, I think. So this is all I'm going to finish up with. Where's my mark? It's right here. Kind of got light down in there. Alrighty. So that fits. I'll put it up here. Now this one will be a little shorter. So all I'll have to do is trim the edge here. Trim the bottom of it. And of course, we'll keep that. And here's another pretty. Scrappy. And this will be really short. I don't know if I want to use that. I guess I could. Sure. And here's my ice cream cone, guilty pleasure. And here's a tissue. Quite get two of them out of it. Or can I? One will be, no, I can get two out of it. Let's fold this in half. Oh yeah, it's really long. Don't fight me. I'm in no mood to fight today. Now, if I were doing Dee Dee, I would be saving a packet off for you guys. But I don't know. I'm not going to send any more Happy Mail. I'm sending my stuff up to my members. But I'm not going to do any more Happy Mail until I get caught up a little. I keep saying that, but I feel like I tell you guys I'm going to send Happy Mail and then I don't get it done. Even with my postcards. I've got postcards here I need to send. I get sidetracked a lot. There's 2 more sheets. I think I'll save that. Throw this little creatures away. And then we got this one. And bringing up the last page would be this one. Just about the right size. Not quite. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here. We could make a sunshine matchbook. I've got sunshine paper from Jacqueline, and she's selling tomorrow, not today. I think I might have said today earlier, but she's selling on Friday afternoon. Her sale message is pinned down to the bottom where you see Lovely's Crafting Lodge. I don't know why they started doing that. I wish if they were going to do that, they would have put it in a... Alright, I'm going to put these little scrappies back in the scrap box. And these are my patterns. And these are my pages. And I've got plenty. I've got plenty. And this is my cover. So I might have to trim these down a little for them to fit. We will see. And let's mix some of the colored up in here. Put a tissue paper in there. Put my Dairy Queen in between. Hold on. My Dairy Queen. I saved my wrappers off of my cones. I think I can put it more this way. Happy tastes good. Happy tastes good. Let's do a book page. And now, what am I calling the top here? My left hand is the top. And I might have to trim some of these down here. Yeah, let's do a striped page and a cat. Let's do the cats. Be upside down that way. And put them this way. This is the bottom. Book page. We'll put that down at the bottom. Well, do we want it to read? I guess we'll put this at the top. Let's do a colored page. And let's do a neutral. I didn't cut that off. This was a pattern, sewing pattern page. And actually, I think I want the bottom, because that's where I'm going to stitch. is at the bottom, so I want to hold it this way. Let's do another color. I didn't trim this one off either. Another colored. We'll do a green. I think I'm going to keep them all here, and when I stitch, I'll stitch across that way. Let's do a pattern page. Pattern paper. Let's do the yellow. This way. And, oh, I got all these book pages. Book page. I don't know if I'll use them all. So I'm getting pretty thick here. I'm getting pretty thick. It'll make a nice thick matchbook. Let's do another pattern page, and I'll save these. And let's work a pattern, a tissue paper in here somewhere. There. And, all right. So, this is what I ended up with, and I want these to go under here, but you can see I'm going to have to trim. I got them almost the same size. I might, when I do my next batch, make them shorter. Let's get a bobby pin out. I use my bobby pins for clips. Let me get a bobby pin. J.L. Johnson sent me a whole package of bobby pins. I'm getting there. I have them. Let's see, I think I said this was the top. I can tell by one of these. No, this is the top. I can tell by one of the contracts. So that's the top. This is the side I want to stitch down here. So what I want to do is straighten these out. And I'm going to let all the shorter ones come to the bottom as much as they want. There might be some crooked ones in there, but and I'm going to put a bobby pin here to help me hold it together, and I'll put another one over here because I'm going to trim these. I'm going to trim them here because they have to fit. Now I forgot which was the top. I think this is the top. So I'm going to trim down here, and I'm going to trim here. And I don't need to trim it too much. Some though. And I'm going to make this flap bigger. So maybe about 4/8 of an inch. Let's get my, and I'm not going to use my rotary blade, that's for fabric. I'm going to use my cutting knife and my board here. If I can grab a hold of one. I'm feeling for it. Here, let me get underneath my desk. Grab a cutting board. This old work. Yeah. I'm going to cut them like you would book pages. to make sure I have the bottom. I'm going to cut them on this side. And even if I make a goof and cut them too short, it's going to be okay. I'll cut them probably, we'll start there and see if that works. Yeah, about, well, it needs to tuck in, but they're going to be a little bit too long by the time I get them all stuffed in there. I think this is the top. I can tell by that, but if I put the top in there for now, and then I can see where I want to cut here. And we might even cut it a little shorter than this. Make sure I'm, again, double, triple check, make sure I'm cutting the side I want to cut. And I'm going to cut right here. Right about there. I need to move my bobby pin. Up a little. It's getting in the way of the ruler. And you might have better ways to do this. Using a trimmer might be better. But, you know me, I don't do things the easy way. Yeah, pretty hard to cut, but I think I need to snap my blade. My blade is dull, but I don't want to do that now because I'm cutting. I haven't seen Angie Brown. Where's that Angie Brown? Did she pop in here and I missed saying hello to her? I'm missing my Angie Brown. I'm going to have to send her an email. When she gets worried about me, she sends me emails and say, I'm worried about you. I'm going to have to send her an email and say, Angie, where are you? I'm worried about you. Are you okay? She probably gets kind of bored watching this. She likes to chat a lot. And sometimes she'll come in and people aren't chatting, so she says, I'm going back to bed. All right, there we go. We got a mess there, but we got a nice even edge. Now I think I'm going to have to trim a little off of the top, and I think this is still the top here. Yeah. So what do we have here? It's going to fit in here. And I'm going to trim just a little up because I want a little on each side. So I'm going to mark on, this is tissue paper. I'm going to mark it on this side. Boy, I didn't. That isn't the side I trimmed. I trimmed over here. So let's just trim a little. I'm going to move my bobby pins up a little. Get in the way of my ruler. And I'm not going to mark it. I'm going to trim. About that much off. Should I pop my blade? I think I will. And this is easy to do. If you just get your pliers over the entire blade so that when you snap it, you're holding on to the blade and it won't fly up on you. I might have to pull this out one more and get a hold of it there and just snap it, and see you got a hold of it there. You throw this one away right away. I think that was getting dull. I was cutting something with it. All right, let's go back to this. And I was going to cut maybe that much off. I don't really need to cut too much off, but this might do. Where's my new blade here? Alrighty. And you'll be okay if you cut slow. Looks like I kind of went crooked there. Let's move my ruler over. Do this again. This is just like cutting and evening out book pages when you make journals. If you want nice, neat edges. I always have trouble with the top and the bottom because I don't get it started right in here. Okay, and just to even this out, we're going to trim just a little of this off to make it nice and even. Didn't have to do too much. Made it nice and even there. So there's my pages. Here's my book. Whoops, got a tissue hanging there. And I'll be stitching it down here. And these will fold. Now, when I stitch this, I'm going to have to make this piece a little longer so that I can stitch in there. But when I make the longer piece, I need to make it. And see, when I fold it, I'm going to have to trim more off here. When I fold it, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. Let's just do that now. Let's trim this. Because I got my blade out and everything. And this, when I put the, I'm going to put a piece on here that will fold over here. And this will, and all the pages will tuck into that piece. So let's draw a line. I don't put my pencils back and then I lose them. Where'd my... And I might cut into my contractor page here. I probably will, but that's okay. Actually, let's leave that mark. And let's cut on this side. I'll erase that. Let's put it like this, so I don't cut my contractor mark off. Put it like this. Fold it in like that. Fold it. Well, that's pretty good though. If I still put that long piece on there, I think I just need to trim it a little. So I'm just going to eyeball it. Make sure I have the right end. I do. We're just going to trim a little off so it'll tuck under. Angie were here, she'd say, "Put that knife away, Mary. I'm getting tired of watching you cut. Close my eyes when you cut." But if you go slow and just be careful, you'll be fine if you're trimming pages like this. You just don't want to zip through it. You zip through it, you get too confident, and that's where you can make mistakes or hurt yourself. There we go. So, I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to put my knife away. I'll put my pliers away. I'm going to clean up my trash. Put my pencil here away. Got another pencil floating around here somewhere. Here it is. Put that away. Trash. Rulers. Scissors. Get all of this cleaned up. Bobby pin, I'm just going to put that in my tray. Trash. It likes to fly around, these little pieces, and get all over your desk. Rulers. I lost all my rulers. I found them all again. I'm going to get a metal container or a jar to put these in. I'm just keeping them over to the side for right now. Was that a bobby pin? I'll put that in my drawer. It's amazing how these little pieces fly all over your desk. All right. Throw all of this in the trash. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and hopefully I put my awl away. Let me stand up and see if I can find it. No, I didn't put it away. It should be over here in this stack of pins and scissors and such. I'm looking for my awl. And these need to be sorted out anyway. Pins. I'm going to take this one out of the package. I like these combo markers, and you can get these at Walmart now. That's a new one. I'll put that in my sack of scraps. And this goes in the trash. My awl was out over here. Gloves. Angie's. Scissors. Well, I don't know what I did with my awl. Scissors. Is that it? Yeah, here it is. The awl out. And Angie's bowls. I fill them up with pins. Put that over there. Put the gloves in that package. My little scissors. I lost a lot of my little scissors and I found them. I found them again. I got 4. I'm constantly losing these little scissors. I need a pail for my scissors too. All right, I tend to keep them in this Angie bowl. I'll put those up there. All right, now what I want to do is work with these pages and my awl. It's a scrap. I'm going to put an extension on here. So on this side. And is this the, I know by the, this is the top. And it has the, well, I think I cut it off. I don't think it matters anymore. I think this is the bottom. And this is the top. Oh, it's still there. Contractor score pad. Contractor? Is that what it says? Contract score pad. So that goes up at the top here. And these will get stitched in. But before I stitch them in, I need to make an extension piece here. And for right now, I'm just going to do it in white cardstock. And I'm going to make it fairly wide. Oh, let's get this off for now so I can see. I think I'll make it like 3/4 of an inch here, and a 1/2 inch would be an inch and what? An inch and a 1/4. We'll make it an inch and a 1/2. I can always trim it down. Spammers are calling this early in the morning. We're going to use this. I'm going to cut this at 1.5 inches. We don't answer our phone call because we get so many prank calls. And we tell people who want to contact us to leave a message. Sounds like they're leaving a message. Sounds like he needs to go sign something. He'll be answering it pretty soon. I'm just going to cut this by hand. So I want this to, actually I really kind of like it really long. If I cut this down just a little bit more, maybe 1.5 inches was too much. Let's cut it down to 1 inch. I can always make more if I need it. I'm just going to eyeball it. Put it like that. And I don't think glue is going to do the job here. I think I'll have to use something stronger. Aleene's might work. But let's do something here. I threw all my scrap papers away. These are my patterns. I'm looking, hold on. I'm thinking, what do I want to use? A marker, maybe? Let's just use a marker. We'll use one of these markers that Jane Microdot sent me. Acrylic markers. Let's use either the green. This is kind of a bluish green. Or this green. That's more light blue. Let's use this one. I think this is green, but it's more of a gray. That's okay. Let's turn it over. I could glue paper on here, but this works too. I like these markers. They work the first time. I don't have to, if you keep them closed up good, you don't have to worry too much about, and the super tips are the same way. You can make sure you snap those things closed. All right, let's put this away. So what I want to do is put this on here, and it'll come around like that. And I think I'm going to use a combination of tape and glossy accents maybe. So let's get out some double-sided tape. Tape will hold it in place while the glue is drying. I don't trust tape to hold it permanently. It'll eventually snap off. And let's get out the glossy accent. Next time I go shopping at Grand Island, I'll get some. So I'm kind of running low on it. Is it coming out? Yeah. Let's glue it on. Well, it doesn't matter what side I use. Put my fingers in it. towel, a napkin. So when this folds, let's make sure my glue is off of here. When this folds like this, it'll fold like that. And I'm going to stitch my papers. I think I'll stitch them in here. Well, you can stitch them either way, but however I stitch them, I want the top, I should mark it, I keep checking which is the top. I think this is the bottom. No, that's the top. It's got my contract score pad. So if I stitch it down here, then, no, I want to stitch it here. So this is the top. I should mark it. I keep checking. I want to stitch it this way. And that, I think they stitch it in the fold though, and then you have it this way. So I think that's what I'll do, is stitch it in there. And you can staple it, but this is pretty. I need a big fat stapler. And then you fold it. I'm going to stitch it right down here at the bottom. And then when you fold it, you kind of tuck these. And this is why I thought I needed to trim these pages more. And I still think I do, because I need these to fit in. I might trim them after I stitch it. So I'm going to stitch it right down here at the bottom, and I want to make sure my pages are down in there. And let's use my bobby pins again here. And close it like we would a journal. And I might have to trim these pages more. I may not have them trimmed enough. And this is pretty thick. Let's actually put it here. It's pretty thick even for a bobby pin. I bought some of those clamps, but there we go. And we need it moved up a little, but there we go. And I think I'll leave that one there. And grab another one down here that I threw in my drawer. What time is it? It's almost 9 o'clock. It's 8:47. Well, it's actually probably about 8:40. I'm going to make the awl holes in there, and I'll still have enough of a flap that when I fold these, it'll fold under that flap, I'm hoping. And if I don't, I'll cut some more. I might have to trim more anyway off of here. But let's go ahead, put my pencil away, put my rulers away, put my scissors away, put my, I don't know what I did with my pen, glossy accent away. I might have to use this again, but after I stitch it, I think I'll be fine. And let's get my cutting board out. Scrap. I think I'm going to mark where I want my holes. Now, do I want 3 or 2? This is wide enough for 3. Got a hangnail on my thumb here. Let's make a mark here. Let's do one here. And let's do one there. And we'll do kind of like a little pamphlet stitch. And I'm just gonna make a hole through here. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I might have to extend this if this is too short. We'll see. We'll see. I don't mind extending it because I'm just learning. And there's other ways to do it. They staple it, but I think this is way too thick to staple. Way too thick to staple. And let's come through the hole over here. I like to do it on both sides because then my needle doesn't get lost in it. And let's do one here. This all came from Annie V, bless her heart. And somebody else sent me an awl too. I don't know who it was, but I do appreciate. I use this one a lot because it fits my palm of my hand. That other one is got a longer shank on it. It's not a bad one. But this one kind of gets and I always think of Annie V when I use it. And let's come through the other side over here. Make sure that I can get my needle through. Now, like I said, they usually staple these, but I think if I'd staple it, I'd need one of those big heavy staplers for something this thick. Gosh, I did open Happy Mail this morning. I wanted to do some other things this morning, but I spent most of my time doing this matchbook. Couple hours doing this matchbook, scrap matchbook. Now you could either do this as a journal or as a flow paper. And when I was hanging out with Cindy Utter and Gina Ahrens, Vicki Brown, somebody else, I forget her name, we did matchbook covers and we had a swap, and we just sent scrap papers to each other and we tore them off and used them in I sent a lot of painty papers. This is kind of crooked here, but that's okay. It's probably crooked over here. All right, now I need a thread, and I have some binding thread. I think I'll try to use it. That I got from Miss. Well, I could use this too. That's baker's twine. My scissors are spilling out of this. I've got some of this wax thread. It's really a little bit more professional than what I'm doing here, but I got several of these packages from Miss Rebecca, and she sells these for $2 a package, and I think that's a really good bargain. Throw that away. And Penelope, do you have a big needle? Mary, I ate all my needles. I think I might be able to use this one. I have a needle book behind me, but let's see if I can thread this. And you do about 3 times the length, but I don't know if I'll need that much. But we will do it, and I'll probably tie a nice bow. I want to do it on the outside. The bow is going to go on the outside. Maybe that'll help cover up the crookedness. May not, but I don't mind crooked. My life is crooked. Let's see if I can do this before 9 o'clock. I've just got a few minutes here. I've got to see the needle hole here. I might have to finish this up tomorrow morning because I might have to trim these pages. So I'm going to start in the center, put my needle through. I'm going to hold some thread here for a bow. And then we're going to go over this way, put my needle through. Come back in the center. Come over this way. Oops. That wasn't this one. I can take this bobby pin off now. I may not want to do that, but I don't mind fudging it here. Let's get that in there. I don't think that's what I wanted to do. Let's come back through here. Well, that's going to have to kind of work. I want to tie this, but you should be able, I could go in here. I could go around here too. I'll just go around it like this. And we'll do another wrap around. This is wax thread. This should hold pretty tight. There's my other end. We take it off of the needle. Give the needle back to Penelope. And let's tighten it and tie it. It's hard to see. It's a kind of a light gold thread here. Let's tie it in a bow. A ribbon would look pretty in here too. A little ribbon. We could put a charm on there. So these papers should, I'm gonna have to trim them more. See, they look okay here, but by the time you fold them under, take that bobby pin off. By the time you fold them under, and I might have to make this a little longer. If I make this longer, if I actually put another piece on here and hide this, I'll do that tomorrow morning. If I make this longer, then I can just fold it like so, and I'll just have to trim maybe about a ½ inch off of this. We'll do that tomorrow morning. But here are my pages. I'm really happy with it. I'm happy with using up these scraps. And I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do a journal. It looks like that piece got out of it. That's okay. Is there any others that pulled out? I think the others are okay. We'll use this in another journal. It didn't get... So, it's on its way. I have a few more things to be able to close this up good. it's still, papers are still sticking out. And what I'll probably do is add another extension on down here so that I can really tuck this under. And I could probably fold these pages better too. Maybe if I go through and fold them separately, because they're not really folded down good. You see, they need to fold under my flap. This might be way too thick for a matchbook cover, but it's getting there. I'm proud of it. It's fun to do. So I thought I tied a bow there. No, I was going to put a charm or something on that. Okay, it is almost 9 o'clock. This clock is a little fast. It's really probably about 5 till. So let me refresh my chat. Top messages. Chat filter all messages and come out and say, hi, Kimchi. You were in our stream. Kim, I need your address to mail stickers to you. Let me put my mailing address in there again. I'll probably mail them out next week. There's my mailing address, my email address. If you would send me your snail mail address, I'll send you stickers. You're kind of new to our group, but when you attend a live stream, I've been sending out little gifty things like stickers and postcards and stuff like that. I like to thank my members. So welcome in, Kim. She says hi to Lala. Hi, Lala. She says, please remember the comment, thumbs up, and everything. It helps the algorithm for the channel. Thank you, Lala. Oh, look up here. She said, hi, Mary. I sent you my address just now. And I didn't see that. So I got it. I got it. Do I have it? Lindsay, gingerbread. I don't see it. I'll probably have to hit my mail. Oh, it's probably in here with my mail. But it'll come if you send it. Dee Dee says, you are cutting, Mary, no Angie. I haven't seen her this morning. Yeah, I haven't seen her in a couple of my chats, but I've been kind of inconsistently doing live streams. Joyce is here. Hi, Joyce. It's good to see you. I missed you in the stream last night. I was thinking about you. You have a fabric brick. I know you're not in the swap, but I told you that I would send you a fabric swap because I had an extra. So that's coming your way. I mailed them out a couple days ago. I think they went out on Monday. Joyce is here. No, Mary, NI mail. No mail? I don't know what that means, Dee Dee. Time to get moving, Carol said. So I'm caught up with chat. Becky is uploading 3-minute short to let people in the fabric brick swap know what she's doing if we want to follow along with her project. I'm really curious about what she's doing. So take some time to go watch Becky. It's only 3 minutes. Janet Nash had to leave. She was in here. Carol was in here. Becky, Dee Dee, Arlene was here. She's diamond painting this morning. Janet Nash popped in. Janet Nash probably took her, she's 6 hours ahead of us, and it's 9 o'clock now, so 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, probably about mid-afternoon for Janet. Dee Dee, Arlene, Dee Dee. I'm just seeing if I missed anybody here. I think I got everybody said good morning. I really appreciate you guys coming in and spending a part of your day with me. Don't forget, Paint Girly usually comes on after me on Thursday mornings. That's her channel name, is just Paint Girly. She does some really nice art. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I will probably go take a nap. I haven't had my morning coffee, though. So we will finish this tomorrow morning. I'll figure this out, what I want to do here. I think I'm going to have to trim some of these pages off. Oh, Sylvia was here. Welcome to Fibdiggity Creators. Did you join back in, Lala? Welcome in, welcome in. I am working on some more emojis for the member group. They only show in the member group. I wish that I could do them for everybody, but YouTube has its rules. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a great afternoon. I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Bye.